Hello, good people, and welcome to Hillbilly Cat History, where we explore the times, events, and people surrounding Elvis Presley. Thank you for choosing this video. Before Colonel Parker, the unrecognized brilliance of Elvis Presley's second manager, Bob Neal. Elvis blew up on the radio overnight, but it took one forgotten man to turn that fame into a career. When WHBQ DJ Dewey Phillips played Elvis Presley's first record, That's All Right, for the first time in July 1954, the telephone lines at the radio station lit up with requests to play it again. The listening public's incredible reaction to his song put Elvis on track to become a major star. He had everything: the voice, good looks, an original sound, a band, a recording studio, and a record deal with Sam Phillips. But Elvis was missing one absolutely necessary ingredient: a manager. Most artists hire a manager to help negotiate a record deal, but Elvis already had one. So why did he still need a manager? Because he needed to perform live to promote his records and as a second revenue stream. In order to perform, someone had to convince the venue owners this new group had a show worth paying to see. Initially, that someone was Scotty Moore, the lead guitarist of the Blue Moon Boys. Prior to working with Elvis, Scotty managed the Starlight Wranglers, the group in which he and Bill Black performed at the local nightclubs around Memphis. But once the success of the Blue Moon Boys demanded Elvis tour outside of Memphis, Scotty ran into issues. He didn't have contacts outside of the city, and on the road, Scotty didn't have the time, funds, or phone access to keep future shows booked. By the end of 1954, Elvis knew he had to make a change. Based on his entertainment business experiences, he knew his new manager had to be great at booking venues and coordinating all of the logistics which go along with a tour. WMPS DJ Bob Neal was an Elvis supporter. He loved Elvis's new sound and promoted it on his Memphis radio show. Bob wanted to expand his career beyond the radio and had a desire to manage local talent. Elvis liked Bob and, with Scotty Moore and Sam Phillips' approval, contracted with him as manager beginning January 1st, 1954. Bob immediately went to work setting up performance dates. On January 15th, Bob wrote a letter to radio DJ in Texas, Slick Norris, which exemplifies exactly why Elvis hired him. The letter begins, "I enjoyed meeting you in Nashville." Bob also writes, "I was in Shreveport last Saturday and was talking with Jimmy." Bob was a trusted and well-liked individual who personally knew nearly everyone in the regional radio industry. Bob shook a lot of hands and loved to chat with everyone he met. People remembered and loved Bob. The next paragraph of the letter states Bob is now handling Elvis Presley and assures Slick this performer is going to be one of the greatest new stars in all fields. Bob not only praises Elvis's singing ability, he sets the expectation for Elvis to break into other areas of entertainment, such as film, a bold prediction for a regional disc jockey made before Colonel Parker ever entered the scene. By writing, "Matter of fact, it was the best-selling C&W record in Memphis last year," Bob was boasting that That's All Right sold more copies than any other country record in Memphis for the entire year, even though it had only been on sale for 5 months. Slick is informed Elvis has a new record available, You're a Heartbreaker, backed with Milk Cow Blues Boogie. Bob urges his fellow DJ to play the record on air, with the added information that a lot of other stations have this record, implying Slick does not want to be the last to jump on the bandwagon, or he might be left behind. The letter ends with a thanks for everything, and a promise to reunite when they are both again in Shreveport. By beginning and ending with references to their personal relationship, Bob grounds the letter in a warm, friendly tone, which is very persuasive, and an amazing example of how Bob built his vast network of business contacts. When Elvis chose Bob Neal based upon his ability to book performances in the regional area, he chose well. perhaps the best choice in all of Memphis. Bob was a good person, and his success was built on honesty and integrity, exactly the kind of person Elvis wanted in his circle. But within 6 months, Bob was working hard to convince Elvis to leave Sam Phillips and open the way for Colonel Parker to negotiate a deal with RCA. Elvis was resistant because he loved Sam, whose faith in Elvis's unique abilities was responsible for his current fame. By the end of 1955, Elvis was under contract with RCA. Colonel Parker was controlling nearly all aspects of Elvis's business life, and Bob Neal's contract was quickly running out. Elvis and Bob's partnership lasted just 1 year, but it was a formative one, full of triumphs, lessons, and groundwork for global stardom. If you would like to hear more real stories about Bob Neal, the man who founded Elvis Presley Enterprises, please take a moment to like, comment, subscribe, and share with others who love Elvis. Thank you for joining Hillbilly Cat History as we explored this piece of the Elvis Presley puzzle. Stop on by anytime so we can chat again.